Telekinesis can be considered a higher expression of consciousness, where a being's mind attunes to the subtle vibrations of matter and influences them directly. In essence, it is not mere thought that moves an object, but intention, the energy of consciousness acting upon the fundamental fields of reality. Higher beings and the development of telekinesis. In many spiritual and esoteric traditions, there are references to higher dimensional entities, such as luminous beings, spiritually advanced extraterrestrials, or astral entities, who have already mastered this ability. These beings understand that matter is nothing more than a condensed form of energy and consciousness. Therefore, they can influence it without touching it in a physical way. Human evolution and the future of telekinesis. There are theories suggesting that humans once possessed telekinetic abilities, but over the centuries, as they became more attached to material reality, these powers faded. However, the evolution of consciousness may restore them. In the future, as the science of consciousness advances, we may better understand how to harness our mental energy to interact with matter. Already, experiments in neurotechnology and quantum physics suggest that observation influences reality, a first step toward understanding how the mind can affect matter more directly. Telekinesis as part of a higher reality. If we perceive the world not merely as a mechanical reality, but as a holographic web of consciousness, then telekinesis is not just magic or myth, it is a higher state of being, one that was once natural and could again become part of human evolution. Perhaps the future will not only require technological advancement, but also an inner, spiritual awakening, where we reconnect with the abilities we once deemed impossible. What do you think? Could humanity reclaim this lost ability? Telekinesis, a consciousness-based ability. Telekinesis is primarily a consciousness-based ability, and to understand its nature, we must explore how it connects with the soul and higher levels of existence. Telekinesis as an expression of soul power. The soul is an energetic, eternal being that temporarily incarnates in the physical body. However, it is not confined by matter. It possesses higher abilities, which are filtered through the mind and body into the material world. Telekinesis is one of these abilities, made possible when psychic energy is consciously focused and harmonized with the subtle fields of matter. It is not just about moving objects, but about an energetic interaction between the conscious being and its environment. The connection to the etheric and astral body. Humans are more than just physical bodies. They possess energetic fields, such as the etheric body and the astral body, which interact with higher dimensions. The etheric body, or bioenergetic field, acts as a bridge between matter and energy. Telekinesis likely operates through this field, as it influences subtle physical forces. 2. The astral body, which we use during astral travel, is far less restricted by physical matter. In states of deep consciousness, such as lucid dreaming, meditation, or out-of-body experiences, telekinesis becomes more natural, as the astral body is not bound by three-dimensional limitations. Consciousness levels and the soul's abilities. Telekinesis is not unnatural. It is an ability that emerges when consciousness surpasses material limitations. In reality, the more developed one's consciousness is, the greater their influence over matter. Faith and certainty activate the process, while doubt suppresses it. 3. Love and harmony are key, as a higher vibrational state makes it easier to affect reality. This is why spiritual masters, yogis, and awakened individuals emphasize conscious purity before unlocking higher abilities. Telekinesis, like other psychic powers, is not about control over matter, but harmonization with it. The future. Telekinesis as a return to our true nature. Perhaps in the future, telekinesis will not be a superpower, but a natural ability, one that re-emerges as humans reconnect with the true nature of their soul. We are already witnessing phenomena such as experiments on mental influence over matter, e.g., quantum physics, studies on intentionality. Children and individuals with spontaneous psychokinesis phenomena, spiritual teachers who influence reality through the power of the mind. What does this mean for us? If we perceive telekinesis not as magic, but as a natural result of consciousness evolution, then the question is not if it is possible, but how we can awaken it within us. Perhaps our soul has always had this power. All we need to do is remember. Could telekinesis simply be a step toward understanding our true nature? The connection between telekinesis and higher dimensions. Telekinesis is not merely an exotic ability. It is a natural property of existence in higher dimensions. The more advanced consciousness becomes, the less it is constrained by the physical laws we experience in 3D reality. The third dimension, 3D, and its limitations. In our physical reality, our bodies are bound by space and time. Matter appears solid, and interactions occur mainly through physical contact and the known forces of nature, gravity, electromagnetism, etc. However, quantum physics reveals that matter is essentially energy and information. Consciousness could be the code that directly interacts with this energy if we can transcend the mental limitations that keep us trapped in physical reality. The fourth and fifth dimensions. Mind creates reality. In higher dimensions, matter becomes more subtle, more fluid, and more responsive to consciousness. In the fourth dimension, which corresponds to the astral plane, telekinesis is much easier, as matter begins to respond directly to intention. This explains why, during astral travel, people can fly, move instantly with thought, and influence their surroundings. In the fifth dimension and beyond, matter is almost pure energy, and the mind can shape it at will. Higher beings that exist in these dimensions do not need hands to move objects. Their thought is enough. According to esoteric traditions, many advanced extraterrestrial and spiritual beings already exist in these dimensions, where telekinesis is as natural as picking up a glass of water is for us on Earth. How can we access these abilities? If telekinesis is natural in higher dimensions, this means it already exists within us. It is not something we need to learn from scratch. It is something we need to remember and awaken. Steps to developing telekinesis through higher dimensions. 1. Elevating consciousness. The more conscious we become, the less we are bound by solid matter. 1. Meditation and expanded perception bring us closer to interacting with subtle dimensions. 2. Connecting with the astral body. Astral projection experiences can help us understand how telekinesis works when we are not bound to our physical form. Developing focused intention. Matter responds to certainty, not to trying, but to a deep knowing that it is possible. 4. Energy work. Balancing the chakras, especially the third eye, ajna, and crown chakra, sahasrara, can enhance the ability to energetically influence the environment. The future, humanity and higher dimensions. Perhaps telekinesis is not just an ability, but a bridge to humanity's evolution. The more we awaken and harmonize with our cosmic nature, the more we will reunite with our natural and supernatural abilities. The real question is not, can we move objects with our mind? The real question is, when will we remember that we always could? Could telekinesis be part of our return to a more advanced existence? Records of people with telekinetic abilities in antiquity and today. There are many reports of people who were said to have telekinetic abilities both in antiquity and in modern times. Some of these individuals are mentioned in sacred texts, legends, and historical writings, while others have been studied by scientists and paranormal researchers. Telekinesis in antiquity. 1. Indian sannyasi and yogis. Ancient India, there were yogis who were said to have developed siddhis, supernatural abilities, through meditation and spiritual practice. The texts of Yoga Sutras by Patanjali, 300 BCE, mention anima, the ability to shrink, garima, the ability to become heavy or light, lagima, an ability associated with levitation and moving objects. 2. Ancient Egypt, priests and mysterious powers. The Egyptians seem to have techniques that allowed them to lift heavy objects, possibly through a combination of sound, vibrations, and mental energy. There are theories suggesting that the pyramids may have been built under the guidance of priests who possessed advanced knowledge of sound and telekinetic technology. 3. Ancient Greece, the initiates of the mysteries. In the Eleusinian and Orphic mysteries, there were accounts of priests who could make objects levitate. Pythagoras, 6th century BCE, was rumored to have developed spiritual abilities and could influence matter. Some historians mention that he imposed his will on animals and objects, which might be linked to mental influence over matter. Telekinesis in the modern era. 1. Nina Kulagina, 1926 to 1990. The Russian telekinetic, one of the most famous cases of telekinesis in the 20th century. In the Soviet Union, she participated in experiments under strict supervision, where she moved small objects, compasses, and matches without touching them. In 1968, during tests with scientists and military observers, she allegedly stopped a frog's heartbeat using only the power of her mind. 2. Uri Geller, b. 1946. The famous magician of telekinesis, an Israeli known for bending spoons and moving objects with his mind. He was studied by researchers at NASA and institutions like the Stanford Research Institute, where he exhibited unexplained phenomena. While some accused him of fraud, others supported the idea that he had genuine psychic abilities. 3. Matthew Manning, b. 1955. The telekinetic teen. In the 1970s, he became known for his ability to move objects, alter the direction of compasses, and cause electrical disturbances. He was examined by scientists such as William Roll and John Hastings. 4. Stanislav Suplatov, the Soviet master of telekinesis. He allegedly moved papers, matches, and other objects inside glass containers under controlled conditions. Soviet scientists studied his case for military purposes. 5. Mindy Mori, a modern American with PK skills. She appears to have telekinetic abilities documented on video. She can move objects and extinguish candle flames from a distance. What can we conclude? 1. Telekinesis has existed in all eras and seems to be an ability that some individuals developed through practice, meditation, or natural talent. Ancient civilizations had knowledge of these phenomena, linking them to consciousness, energy, and higher levels of existence. 3. In modern times, scientific tests have shown signs of telekinetic activity, although mainstream physics does not fully recognize it. 4. Are people losing these abilities due to a lack of spiritual connection? Perhaps telekinesis is a dormant power that needs awakening. Could telekinesis be the key to the future? If telekinesis existed in the past and still appears today, it might be part of human evolution. Maybe in the future, as consciousness develops, humanity will remember that matter and mind are not separate but one and the same. Step-by-step exercise for developing telekinesis. Telekinesis is an ability that requires concentration, inner balance, and energy awareness. It is not magic, but a refined interaction between consciousness and matter. Below is the most effective exercise, based on ancient and modern methods, for awakening this power. Preparation. Energy connection. Step 1. Meditation and relaxation. Sit in a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Take deep breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling slowly through your mouth. 3. Close your eyes and focus on the sensation of your body and the energy around you. 4. Visualize a white light surrounding you, charging you with positive energy. Step 2. Activating the third eye and hands. Place your palms in front of your face. Feel the warmth and the flow of energy between your palms. Gently rub your hands together to increase bioenergy flow. Imagine a golden energy thread connecting your palms to the object you want to influence. The Psi-Wheel exercise, psychokinesis wheel. This is the most classic and effective exercise for beginners. Materials needed: a small piece of paper, e.g. a 5 by 5 centimeter square, a needle or a toothpick, a glass cup or transparent bowl, optional. How to make the Psi-Wheel. 1. Fold the paper in half, then fold it again to form a cross with 4 corners. 2. Place the needle upright, stuck into an eraser or sponge, and balance the paper on top of it. If desired, place a glass cup over it to block air interference. Step 3. Visualization and connection. Look at the paper calmly without pressure or expectation. Imagine your energy surrounding it. Visualize it moving as a natural extension of your thoughts. Feel that the paper is part of your energy field. Step 4. Techniques to induce movement. Push and pull method. Imagine sending energy to push it away and then pulling the energy back to make it return. Vortex method. Visualize a small whirlwind around the paper, causing it to spin. Empty mind method. Completely relax and observe the object without thinking. Often movement happens naturally when we are not trying too hard. Step 5. Experiment and patience. 1. Don't get discouraged if it doesn't move immediately. Telekinesis requires persistence and energy awareness. Start with 5 to 10 minutes of practice daily and gradually increase the time. Once you are comfortable with the Psi-Wheel, try larger objects like a light feather or a ping pong ball. What will you feel as you develop your power? Small vibrations or slight movement of the paper, a sign that your energy is beginning to interact. Changes in hand temperature or a feeling of electricity. Your bioenergy field is becoming stronger. Increased concentration and intuitive connection. Your mind begins to extend your body's awareness beyond its physical limits. Spontaneous object movements. The more you practice, the more natural the ability becomes. Final thoughts. Awakening. The true power. Telekinesis is not supernatural. It is a forgotten human potential. Consciousness is the key to matter, and as we awaken, we begin to remember what we are truly capable of. Our mind is not just an observer of the world. It is also its creator. Matter and energy are 2 sides of the same coin. The more you believe, the more you will see the change happen. Are you ready to try?